Okay, preserving the back wheel well of a Ford Fusion. The first thing I did was remove, it's kind of a rubbery, fabric-y material, and it has a bunch of clips and a couple, I'll show you. There's a few of these on there, 10 millimeter, and a few of these clips that hold this whole inner wheel well in place. You see that little hole there and that shaft there? Well, they go together and then push together, which opens up this little piece here. So that's out of the way, and now the oiling is going to begin on the inner wheel well. But I wanted to show everybody what the inside looks like and how unprotected it really is. So I'm going to further protect it. And you can see this part right here. That's a support. Very important to get oil in here and down this edge, bottom edge, top edge, side edge, and all inside it. There's some drain holes down here and one on the other side. And being that I have the wheel well off, I see a connection point here, which I will release and squirt a little bit of oil inside of there. It's a rust cure oil. And that's what I'm using on the inside of the wheel well. I want to protect it. If it's not protected, it's just a matter of time before it's really going to start rotting away. And usually, for the most part, it's the parts that rot away that you don't want to rot away, so you start losing strength in the structure, which I'm going to try and preserve for the person that owns this car. See back in there, there's a hole here. Wherever there is not an access point, I will actually make an access point by drilling a hole so I can enter it and apply the rust cure. There's no rust as of yet. And I want to try to keep it that way for as long as possible. And it's done simply by that rust cure. And I will basically just completely cover it. Not be shy, let it run and drip and do what it's got to do. And then whatever's left behind will remain there for a very long time. So you get the idea of how I'm going to go about it. If you are interested in preserving your own vehicle, this is the best way of going about it. It's time consuming, I can tell you that, but if it's approached in little steps, it's actually not all that bad. You know, one back wheel one day, and another time the other side, and another time the front, and eventually the whole entire underbody is completely covered with a rust cure or whatever you choose to use for yourselves as a rust preservative. And in my case here, it's this rust cure stuff. It's supposed to be really, really good, and I've only had good results with it, is the reason why I'm using it myself. But of course, you can always use what you wish to. It's just my personal preference. So I'll go back on a suspension here and I'll oil up everything really, really good. And I mean, I saturate everything. I coat it really, really well. And after all that's done, that lining will go back inside, and all the clips and whatever else holds it on will go back in place, and voila, that's all. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you have not, and thank you very much for those that already have.